Is your stupid job or annoying children worth damaging your own health over? No. You know I like to talk about things that put your health first, even if you do have a stupid job or annoying children. So hit the subscribe button below to make sure you stay on top of your own health. It is your responsibility. Okay, I know many of you absolutely hate the kitchen, but no matter how busy you are and no matter who or what is stealing your time away, there are some really easy things that you can do to make your life in the kitchen more pleasant and to help keep you well, and also potentially saving you time and money along the way. Who doesn't want that? Here are just a few of those examples, and there are dozens more where these came from, but let's just start off with 5 easy ones. Number 1, this first suggestion is intended to deal with that age-old problem when you start feeling peckish and you start saying, oh, what should I eat? And you walk over to the fridge, open the refrigerator door, looking for some great inspiration. That's that moment where you want to have things like this handy. I know, nothing satisfying about a carrot stick. Edamame are very satisfying, but you want them staring you in the face so that you can just sort of grab one going, what should I eat? More likely than not, you're going to shut the refrigerator door and go about your merry way. Celery works too. Number 2. Sorry if I have any carrot in my teeth. We all know we should be eating more greens, and yet many of us struggle keeping greens fresh in the fridge. I hear people complaining all the time about how they just can never keep the stuff fresh and crisp in the fridge. And I know it's a little bit of a headache, but it's not like we're trying to figure out how to settle Mars or anything. I mean, I think people are working on this. I'm sure Diamondis or Musk or whoever will figure it out. The rest of us will deal with keeping greens fresh in our fridge. If you are one of those people that never manages to keep them fresh, the solution is not, okay, I'm not going to buy them. It's kind of counterproductive, right? Let's instead say, all right, I have trouble keeping the greens fresh, but I know I need to eat more of them, but I'm certainly not going to make a trip to the grocery store more often than I need to. When you get home, wash them all up and then turn them into ice cubes. For example, right now, I happen to have a surplus. I've got kale and Swiss chard and parsley all over the place. I'm picking it out of the garden because it's going to freeze soon. So I just pulverize it in my high-speed blender. I've got a Vitamix and turn them into ice cubes and then keep them in handy bags like this so that I can easily throw one into a smoothie or even a sauce. And then that way you at least get a little bit of greens. That's not enough, but at least start there. Number 3, since most of us could do with drinking more water, but water is kind of boring, I like to, instead of having to go and grab a lemon and wash it, cut it up and juice it or whatever, just do a whole bunch at one time. And then you've got an antioxidant boost that you can easily throw once again into smoothies, but certainly into just a glass of water. A lot of people like to start the day with warm water and lemon. Well, it's handy and there. As a bonus, you can also zest your lemons and then keep a little baggie in the freezer. This is amazing for you and you can throw it into smoothies, sauces, or whatever else you want, also even into your water. Number 4, don't be afraid to buy prepackaged salads or vegetables. When they make your life a little easier, yes, they're more expensive, but it's also expensive to keep buying a bunch of vegetables and letting them rot away in the fridge. Things like this tend to have a lot of cruciferous vegetables, things like kale and cabbage and Brussels sprouts, and they're just shaved nice and thin, so somehow they taste better in here than we otherwise would think. Cruciferous vegetables have a whole range of phytochemicals and nutrients that most of us can benefit from. A word of warning, of course, the dressings in here always stink, so if you're eating these with regularity, throw the dressings out and make your own. Sorry. And don't forget some pre-washed vegetables that you can just simply open and snack on. Now I'm going to go further here on the vegetable point. You've heard me say this before. The way you keep vegetables fresh, of course, is to deal with them when you get home. It's a great idea to have some of these keep fresh containers that you can just stuff full of nicely washed vegetables. They're ready to go, easy to chop, and they just make life more pleasant. And you can go even further. If you know you use a lot of chopped vegetables, then chop a whole bunch at the same time, especially things that stay well, things like onions, celery, and carrots, all of those aromatics that go into your cooking. Yes, some nutrients will leach, but not near enough to worry about. And if it means you're going to eat more vegetables, then just do it. Number 5, those leftover vegetables that you don't know what to do with can be easily turned into a vegetable broth. Grab a big pot. Take those scraggly vegetables, and no, of course you don't want the totally wilted and gross ones. There's really not a whole lot of nutrients left in those anyway, but take the ones that are still kind of crisp and ready to go, throw them in your pot, cover with water, bring to a boil, and then reduce and simmer for 30 minutes plus. Doesn't take long to get a good flavor on a vegetable broth. If you want a deeper flavor, then you'll just have to let it simmer a little longer. Easy regardless. Put it into some containers, freeze them, and then take those frozen blocks and put them in a bag. I forgot to get it out of the freezer. I'm not going to do that right now. You can then use that broth for cooking your grains and making them more flavorful. So when you next cook your quinoa, your rice, or your millet, or whatever you happen to use that vegetable stock instead of using plain water. It's also very nice to sip on. Throw a little salt in your broth and you've got a really nice boost of electrolyte minerals. So there you go, 5 easy kitchen strategies, really 6, but 5 sounds better. Let me know in the comments below what you think, which ones are your favorites, and what are your own favorite kitchen strategies that help make your life in the kitchen more pleasant. Once again, remember to subscribe and I will see you soon.